hate rooting for the 49ers, but because of all these injuries, bro, it's kind of hard to just be like, dang, bro, they're like still kicking. Jawan Jennings
Dude, that
having
touchdown pass and that hit he took, poof.
that was nasty. The catch by Christian
I was
McCaffrey,
just saying,
fingertip
it was like
dive
Jim
over the
Edmonds over
head.
the head catch back in the
Oh,
day,
dude,
dude.
fantastic play, bro. Fantastic play.
Welcome back, Benchwarmers. We have finally made it to NFL Divisional Playoff round. Brett
Yeah.
Morgan, so close, so close.
It was a good wild card weekend, dude. That's for sure. I mean, yeah, weekend. Wild card Monday was
Yeah.
not as good.
Yeah.
Wild card weekend was fantastic. I mean, even with the everyone was like 3 or 4 points. I get besides the Sunday night game, but even that game was really close until the end. Like it was back and forth until the end when they finally kind of put themselves over the top. But I mean, I pretty much watched every game but the Rams game, or most of every game but the Rams game, just because I was busy early Saturday afternoon. Did you catch most?
Yeah, I said definitely watched the Ram game because I was at my parents' house, and then I left and got home I got home about the second quarter of the Bear game, so I got to watch all that. I almost turned it off in the late third. I was just like, ugh, whatever. But there was nothing else on to watch. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave it on. So I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
The Sunday night game I did not watch. I actually went to a comedy show Sunday night, so I missed that.
Nice.
And then I did watch last night's game, and yeah, there was. I mean, it was kind of like what
I mean,
we
it was
talked about.
close.
I think I called it too. Pick six and a fumble or something.
You called defensive. Wow, you really did call defensive. That's crazy because I forgot that you did.
Yeah,
But you
so I got that
totally
right.
did.
So I felt good about
That was for that
one.
game?
Yeah, it was Pittsburgh because I said this.
Okay.
The Texan defense is so good. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to survive, and he didn't. And we're seeing him, I think, go off.
Yeah, they had a fumble recovery for a touchdown and a pick six. You're right.
Yeah, his last throw.
Wow, you fucking called that. That's crazy. That's crazy. They only scored one offensive touchdown, I think.
Yeah, and it was early. It was like the first touchdown of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. All right. Dang, look at that. Okay. I don't think you did too well because we went opposite on a lot, and I did pretty well on the picks. I bet with my heart. Not bet, but I picked with my heart for the Bills game. My mind kind of knew the Bills were going to win that game. I was just really hoping the Jags could pull off. And then also I had a chance. Trevor Lawrence with a minute left to try to get a field goal to tie it. And you throw a pick in like the first freaking play. Like, okay, geez, well, that kind of ended that quickly. But I think the all the games were good. The one I wanted to like basically comment on though, Eagles Niners was fantastic. My sister and I were texting back and forth. That was pretty good. And to be honest with you, I was actually kind of rooting for her. She was pissed off at halftime. I was like, bro, you guys have looked like trash, and you're down by 3 points. Relax. You got plenty of time left. Just chill out. And, of course, all you need is Christian McCaffrey. Super, super feel bad for George Kittle.
Yeah, that was really bad.
But
I mean,
but
the one of those two, as soon as he went down, you're like, that's not good. That's not good.
I saw when they showed the replay in slow motion, I saw the ripple, and I was like, I've seen that way too many times. That's an Achilles.
Especially in basketball. Oh, God,
yep.
so many times.
I remember KD. That's the one I remember most vividly because it was in the finals.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So, but that wasn't even really the one. The one I really wanted to talk about was the Packers Bears because shout out to Sam and Jason at work, huge Packers fans. I was actually rooting for the Packers this past weekend. I know you picked the Bears to win. Obviously, you were right with that. It didn't look good at halftime, obviously, 21-3. But I'm not kidding you. You can ask my wife this. You can say it. No, guaranteed. And I saw that because of my friends that are Packers fans that I've and we're doing the fantasy football thing. I've been paying attention a little bit more to the Packers. They've been on TV because of the Parsons trade, yada, yada, right? So I've been kind of like watching the Packers as often as they've been on TV. Plus, I got Sunday Ticket this year, so I even watch them then. Before they kicked the field goal on the first drive from the second half, the Bears got it. Before they kicked it, as they were moving downfield, it was 21-3, and then they got close. They stopped them. As soon as they were kicking the field goal and it turned to 21-6, I was like, I looked at my wife and I said, the Bears are going to come back. The Bears are going to come back and win this game.
You're right,
because I've watched way too much Packers this year, and I don't care that they held them to a field goal with that first drive. It looked way too easy. Mm-hmm. Bears are a second half team. Packers are a 1/2 team. It doesn't matter. They could be the first or the second half. They could, but they're only a 1/2 team this year. And they chose to give it all in the first. And they just were really, I told her, and she looked at me at the end of the game. She's like, wow, literally, I can't believe you called that. And I don't know. I wasn't rooting for it. I was rooting for the Packers, but I just saw it. They blew it, bro. They blew it. Caleb Williams looked great. That 1 4th and 8 play where he's opposite to dropped it to a Dunze right there. Mm-hmm. They look good. They earned it. Sucks for the Packers, but oof, that was the game, in my opinion, of the weekend. And then Eagles-Niners. Yeah.
And LaFleur was on the field or on the coaching staff for the Falcons 28-3 fall, and he's the head coach of a 21-3 fall. I don't know.
Oof,
about LaFleur not closing games with big leads early.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I guess people give Shanahan a little bit more crap for that,
Yeah,
but
no, I
still,
agree, and he was
I
the
get your
OC, but
point.
you're involved
Yeah.
with it,
No, I
it's
see
the
your point.
same
See your point.
process on the offensive side.
Riddle me this though. McManus is the problem of that game. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
I understand. I'm not even considering the first half field goal that he missed. Let's just talk about what he missed in the fourth quarter. Okay. Let's say he makes everything in the fourth quarter. The Packers win.
Yeah.
Let's just say he misses the field goal, which wasn't far, but he makes the extra point because that's what you should do. The Packers' game plan is different because they're
Big time.
driving for a field goal to tie as opposed to a necessary touchdown to win. It's just
Absolutely.
there was so much that could have gone wrong and did, and so much that could have gone right for the Bears and did. It wasn't good. So shout out to Sam. It's gonna be a long off season, but she wants McManus gone. She's on the ownership group, as you know, of course.
Oh, yeah,
So
well,
yeah,
yeah, he's gone. He's not gonna be back. McManus has been in the league like 20 years, so he'll just go to somebody else next year, and who knows, depending on how kicking goes next year, he could end up back as a Packer. Kickers are one of those just positions that you could be on 4 teams in one season just because how
yeah.
things go. You never know.
Very true. Very true. Well, wild card was super fun. Again, besides the Monday night game was kind of a bleh. But we're moving on to the divisional schedule. Let's just go opposite teams. You'll start with AFC. I'll start with NFC as far as who we're picking, and then we'll run it down the list. So let's start with Saturday. I think AFC plays the morning or the afternoon game. Correct?
Correct. They are
Okay.
afternoon game on Saturday because there's only 2 games. It's only 2 games a day. That sucks, man. We're getting near the end here. I don't like it.
Yeah, for real
All
though.
right. So the
So
first
Bills at
game,
Broncos,
yeah,
right?
Bills at Broncos, the 6 seed at the 1 seed. The Broncos obviously had a bye week in time to get ready for this. The Bills
For this
didn't
loss.
look great last week against Jacksonville. It was a little rough at times, but that second half, and I don't know, Josh Allen is getting beat up. But again, we talked about this last week. I feel like this is the year, like if you're gonna win the AFC, Josh, this is your chance. You got no Mahomes, no Lamar. Not that Lamar wins the big games, but he's still been in your
No
way a
Burrow.
lot. Like Burrow, yeah, none of those guys are in your way. You have a young quarterback that you're facing this weekend, and who knows who you're going to play next weekend? It could be another one, but still, like you got to take advantage of this time. And going to Denver, I don't know. I feel like at this point, if maybe the bye even kind of hurts the Broncos a little bit because there's always rest versus rest. I
I
feel
don't
like
think it's as
Buffalo.
much as college,
No,
right?
agreed.
Like with the college, but I see your point.
Yeah, because college is like 2 weeks before you get that first one,
Yeah.
especially if you're not in that first round. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I think Buffalo this is their year. It's their time if they're gonna take an opportunity or take that next step. This is it. And there's no more home games going back to Buffalo. So you're gonna have to do it on the road the whole way. But why not start in Denver? You're used to the cold. So if it's cold and snowy, there's no bonus for either team. So as far as that concerned, I think somehow Buffalo, I don't know how it's gonna look. It's gonna be ugly, but Buffalo's gonna get out of there with a win. I don't think they're going to score very much, but they're going to get the win. I don't know how you feel about Denver having the bye week off, though, and being ready.
Sean Payton knows what he's doing.
Good point.
The Bills have the worst one of the worst rush defenses in the league, 28-30 in most rushing categories. If Sean Payton's smart, hand the ball off. Don't even make Bo Nix throw it.
Yeah, good point.
Use the play action. Obviously, you have to make a mix of it. You can't just run. They'll sell out to stop the run. I understand that. But it's the one thing that they can't stop is run. Run it at him. You got RJ Harvey, a rookie. You got legs for days. He's ready to go. You got plenty of backs lined up ready. You can even hand it off to some of your receivers. They can't stop the run. However, the Bills will win this game. I think this is a case of the Lions a couple years ago when they won that first one. They're like, yeah, baby, 15-2, I think, or 15-3, I think they were. Maybe they were 14-4 when that division. I think it was just last year, right? Maybe it was the year before, but I think it was last year. Whenever the Commanders made it, that was Jaden
Yeah, it was
Daniels'
last
rookie
year.
year. That was last year, right? The Commanders finally they make it past the first round. They go to Detroit, and Detroit lays the fattest egg ever. I mean, I think they lost by 14 plus. It was atrocious. It's not as bad because the whole team was hurt for the Lions.
Yeah, true. They had a lot of injuries last year, badly. Yeah.
So I
They're
don't
going
think
to link
it's
to the
as
San
bad as
Francisco
that.
49ers this year.
Yes. But they don't have Christian McCaffrey. I mean, the Niners do, but the Bills or the Broncos don't. So I think I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be a 14. Like I think the Lions got messed up, but I do see the Broncos falling and being arguably one of the worst 1 seeds ever because yeah, and I have the Bills covering the that point and a half because I think they're winning. But I have them covered. I think they win by around a touchdown, 6-8.
Okay.
Sadly, that's not what I'm rooting for, but here we are. So
Okay. Wow. I'm
well,
surprised.
the Saturday evening, 5 o'clock Pacific time game is the rematch of Week 18 play for the NFC title and the 1 seed. Niners at Seahawks. In Week 18, it was Seahawks at Niners, but here we are. 7-point favorites at home are the Seahawks. 2.5-point favorites is what they were on the road in Week 18 in Santa Clara. And I know that George Kittle went down, but I still feel like something about the divisional matchup should be closer. It should be. I understand that it's basically, I think the Niners are resorting to players like you and I based on all the injuries that have riddled this team. But they still got Glock Purdy. Hey, Glock Purdy showed up last week, bro. Hey, dude. Hey, you know what? He got beat up a little bit, but he made it happen in the end. So I think this is going to be probably one of the better games, even though it's the one game with the largest spread, just because they're division opponents that know each other well. I don't even know who I want to win this game because I don't care who wins this game in the sense of I don't want either of the teams to go to the Super Bowl. So I just want whoever wins the other game, which I'm hoping is the Rams, is gonna be this team. So for sense of picking, I am gonna take the Seahawks to squeak one out, literally solely because they're at home and George Kittle got hurt, and so is the rest of their whole team. But I do think it's gonna be closer than the 7. I'd say the Niners cover the spread at least. So what say you?
I mean, you kind of made all the arguments I was thinking. I mean, Kittle's
Okay.
out. The offense is going to be, it's still going to be that because the Niners, plug and chug all year. They've had the most injuries, and somehow still they have 12 wins, and here they are. So I'm not counting them out. And as you mentioned, it's a division opponent. And as we've talked about, every time we do any kind of betting or picking of games, and especially when it comes to like Survivor, never pick division matchups because
Yeah.
they know each
You
other too
held me on
well.
that one.
The coaching staff for Seattle's been there a couple years now, so they both know each other well. There's not going to be a lot of surprises. I do think, though, the biggest thing is the home field. I think going to Seattle and that place being loud and crazy as we know, they've had a bye week. And I know I just said that the Broncos had the bye week and it wasn't a good thing, but I feel like Seattle's more of a veteran-tested team. So maybe not Smith, Jigba, and some guys on the outside in the offense, but Darnold's
Still.
been there and seen a lot. And not that he's a future Hall of Fame or anything great, but he's a little more seasoned than Bo Nix going into this. He's been in the playoffs before, and obviously it's been bad or gone bad, especially in Minnesota. So I think he's out to prove something. Not that he has to have an amazing day for them to win. The defense just needs to do well, and he just needs to not turn the ball over or do anything stupid. Now, that being said, they were a close team in Week 18 on the road. I still think it's going to be close at home as well. I'm with you, but I do think somehow Seattle's going to win by like 10, only because I think they'll have the ball late, or San Francisco's going to be down 4 going for it, throw a pick 6 at the end, and the clock's going to run out, and that's going to kind of push it to double digits. But
Gotcha.
I do see it coming down to the end, and then Seattle, kind of throwing it away there at the bottom.
I hate rooting for the 49ers, but because of all these injuries, bro, it's kind of hard to just be like, dang, bro, they're like still kicking. I mean, Jawan Jennings
Dude, that touchdown pass and that hit he took, poof.
That was nasty. The catch by Christian
I was
McCaffrey,
saying,
too, fingertip
it was like
dive
Jim
over
Edmonds
the
over the
head.
head catch back in the
Oh,
day.
dude, fantastic play, bro. Fantastic play. Kyle Shanahan is an offensive genius, and Jawan Jennings is a better quarterback in the playoffs than Jalen Hurts was last week. So,
yeah,
1 for 1 for 29 yards and a touchdown. And Jalen Hurts had no completions over 15 yards.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's rough. It's rough over there in Philly.
Rough all year, let's be honest.
Well, they got a new offensive. Well, they haven't, but they fired the new offensive coordinator, so they'll have their 5th offensive coordinator in 5 years. And at this point, as much as people love giving Jalen Hurts crap, I'm starting to get to the point. Well, can he have any sort of consistency? Literally since he's been the starting quarterback every year.
He's had a new person every year. He's transferring
every year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I don't mind. I'm on the whatever you want to give Jalen Hurts crap bandwagon. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback ever, but dang, bro, if it was somebody else, you'd be making. Well, I mean, he's had a different coordinator every year. People talk about that for Trevor Lawrence with head coaches and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Well, give the guy a freaking break. Geez, he's had a different coordinator every year.
Yeah,
yeah, his roster's stacked. Fine, whatever. But all right, let's move on to Sunday. All
right. We start on the East Coast. Texans at Patriots, the 5 at the 2. Obviously, Patriots took care of business. It was ugly. It wasn't pretty against the Chargers.
4 at the 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad.
Sorry.
Ugly, just not a good game against the Chargers. And even though they won, I mean, Drake May didn't look great. I know he got sacked a few times. I feel like the Texan defense is obviously very good and is going to be a problem.
Yes.
But
Worse than the Chargers. Worse as in like more scary.
Yes, correct. But also like I don't know. I feel like Mike Vrabel's going to bounce back and have them much more prepared and ready for this. I feel like it was the first week for a lot of these first playoff game for a lot of those guys, especially Drake. I feel like now they've kind of gotten it. They have home field, which helps. And I think Vrabel just knowing how this thing works, I think he's going to have them more prepared. So I still think it's going to be close. Part of the reason I think the Patriots, are going to sneak out of there with a win is I just think the Texan offense doesn't look that good. Like CJ Stroud looked terrible last week. Fumbled the ball, missed direction. The snaps are all off on timing. They scored early, got that first touchdown. You're like, oh, okay, maybe they come. And then the rest of the day, I don't know what's going on with Houston's offense. They're only lucky that their defense is so damn good that they did what they did to Pittsburgh. But I don't know if that's going to be a repeat against the Patriots. I think they're going to be a little bit better prepared for what's coming at them. So I think the Patriots are going to get the win, but also the Texan defense could show up and murder everybody. So who knows? But I'm going with the Patriots for my pick, at least.
Yeah, and I think the difference here as far as the Pittsburgh comparison, which is a really good comparison, is that kind of to your point, the Patriots offense is going to be able to move the ball a little bit better. Even if they don't score, I'm not saying they're going to be high scoring, but more than what Aaron Rodgers could possibly do. The offensive line is a little bit better. Drake May is mobile, and I don't even mean mobile in a super mobile sense. I just mean more than 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers mobile.
Yes.
After Achilles tears, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's gotten to a point where he can't outrun anyone, sadly. So I just think that the Texans were not praying, but like preying on Aaron Rodgers just getting worn down and eventually making mistakes because there's just nothing that they could do. Whereas Drake May,
it was everyone else making mistakes around Aaron Rodgers. He was yelling at them, right? It's their fault. It's not Aaron's.
Yeah, well, yeah. What did you think I meant? You think I meant Aaron was? No, Aaron's perfect. Wait, yeah, I thought you knew that Aaron Rodgers was a perfect person. Sorry, let me make that more clear. Yeah, everyone else's fault. I'm not gonna lie though. Towards the end of the game, he did have about 0.48 seconds to throw.
I agree, but it's just it was very early in the first quarter. He was already like, it's like, bro, the game just started. Can you at least give everyone an opportunity to like kind of figure out what's going on before you start yelling and getting all pissed off? Like, we're early in the first quarter. Take a deep breath. You've been here before. You're a Super Bowl champ. What are we doing?
It's the last time that Aaron Rodgers went to the Super Bowl was the last time that the Steelers went to the Super Bowl, and that's who he beat.
That was 15 years ago. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's rough for him. So, but I do think Josh McDaniels is going to be a little bit better than Art. Who's the OC
Arthur
there?
Smith.
Arthur Smith. Yeah. I think he's going to be a little bit more dialed up. Yeah, he'll be a little bit more dialed up than Arthur Smith. Obviously, the offense is going to be a little bit more dynamic than what the Steelers could kind of drudge out there.
Yeah.
So I do think the Patriots win too. The 3.5 is about where I think it lies. I think they win by about 3 or 4, to be honest with you. So. Because the Texans defense is just really stacked. So I don't think it's going to be as easy as what.
I don't expect it to be a lot of scoring on either side. It's going to be 14-17, 17-10. You know, it's going to be low scoring because both defenses, especially Houston, and depending on the weather, if it's cold and it's not going to make anything easier on anybody. So I don't know what.
Yeah, luckily this one's not a night game like the Sunday night one for the Texans. This one's a day game, but it's still January in Foxborough. So
absolutely,
it's not going to be warm. I'll tell you that.
No, it is not. Best time of year.
All right. So the afternoon game, which kind of sucks because I really actually enjoy Sunday night football, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised it wasn't like a 1:30 game and a 5 o'clock game also on Sunday. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, doesn't make sense, but here we are. Maybe is there a Grammys or a award show on Sunday night that's going to be airing?
Golden Globes just happened, so I'm not that I'm aware of, but
I don't know.
Who knows?
Rams at Bears. Bears literally got lucky to be here. Not earned it. I'm just saying, like a collapse of the Packers plus them coming back. But the Rams also kind of should feel lucky to be here because they were 10.5-point favorites this weekend, won by 3. I'm sorry. I don't know how they were 10.5-point favorites. I'm assuming Vegas lost their ass because most people should have expected the Panthers to cover. But I don't know this game, bro. The way that the Bears, if you told me that these two were going to meet up in the divisional round in week 12, I would have told you Rams are going to win heavily. But the Bears have really been like changing, and they've been kind of coming into their own. Caleb's starting to feel a lot more comfortable in this offense. Guys that I've never, Colston Loveland. I mean, he's turned Colston Loveland into, I thought this guy was a good first round pick to I can't believe this guy wasn't the number 1 overall pick, it seems. You know what I mean? Because the connection's great. Luther Burden, I think he got hurt, but DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Swift out of the back, Manungai out the back. The guy's got weapons for days. It's going to be really tough on the Rams, to be honest with you. I think this is going to be a really tough matchup for them. I think they would be able to handle the Packers, actually, no problem. That's kind of why I was hoping for them. Plus, they'd be at home. Well, I mean, obviously, depending on, I don't know, maybe 1-5. Yeah, they would. They would still be because 1-6. Yeah. Oh no, 2-7. 7 would be Seattle. Okay. Either way, they'd be hosting the Niners. But I do think it's gonna be tough. I'm rooting for the Rams, so I'm taking the Rams. I'm gonna say they don't cover the 3.5 because I say they win by a field goal, not by 4.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So as far as the
think?
game itself, this is like the hardest one for me because I feel like this is 2 different styles of football, and by halftime we'll know which way this is going to go, in my opinion. Because
I
the
agree.
Rams tend to have great first halves, come out throwing the ball great, score a bunch of points. That's like they're typical if you look at the season. And then the
and then
second
try
half,
to hold you off. Yeah.
yeah, they get a big lead, and then the second half they kind of take their foot off the gas, and then they allow teams to crawl back in, which is what Chicago does specifically.
Best.
They suck in the first half, and then the second half, middle third, they get something, they get a little momentum, and all of a sudden they get this spark, and it's like Caleb's a Heisman Trophy winner again out there. I don't know what's going on.
True. Yeah, true.
If we go into half and the Rams are up by like 14 or 17, the Bears are right where they want to be as far as I'm concerned.
Oddly.
Yeah. In a weird way, yes. But if it's close at halftime or it's tied or even the Bears have a lead, then I kind of think the Rams might make that push because I feel like that's when they go in at halftime and Matthew Stafford kind of does what he did last week and tells them, let's go steal their hearts. Like, let's go into Chicago and let's get the fuck out of here with a win. I'm a former Lion. I've played here. I know the NFC North. Like, he's not going to be afraid of the weather. He's played in Chicago and Green Bay a million times. So I don't think anything that's going to matter. So it's all a matter of what the score is at halftime. But for some reason, I think the Rams are going to get out of there with a win. But I think it's going to be literally a last-second field goal, as you said. I don't think it's going to be anything far away or anything blown away. But also, I'm kind of rooting for the Bears to do something crazy in the fourth quarter. Like, I don't really care who wins. I'm picking the Rams, but I would love for the Bears to be down at half by 15 or 18, and in the fourth quarter score 24 points and somehow sneak out with a win and go to the NFC title game. I did pick the Bears to win. I did pick the Bears to win and get to the playoffs and do well this all year, so I'm going to follow that as far as, like, my heart goes.
But you picked the Rams too.
But my head, I'm picking the Rams.
You picked the Rams too to do well. I remember.
Yeah, that's true. I did. Well, I didn't expect the whole NFC West to be this good. I just picked the Rams. 3 out of the 4 teams.
Well, except my team, of course.
Are the NFC West are in the conference 4 teams here.
And 2 out of the 4 teams in your conference, in your division, made it to the playoffs too. But
cool, not me.
Yeah, not me. I don't know why you're so happy about the NFC West. It was the one team that didn't make it. Was my favorite.
Yeah, you're right. I kind of forgot about the Cardinals in the NFC West. I was just because we were talking about the 3 teams in it. My bad. I should have brought that up. So
it's fine. I suck.
The stab right back is fair then.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. You get it now. All right, 2 things before we wrap it up. 1, what the is going on with the scheduling? Why are they taking people who played on Sunday and making them play on Saturday?
Yeah.
Why?
Now, I get making the 1 seeds play on Saturday because they've had
of course. No, right.
But it also sucks because the way the games match up and go, like they can't guarantee the team on Saturday is going to win and play Saturday the next week. So it does suck, but it's just kind of one of those weird scheduling quirks, I guess. I don't know how you solve it.
It's dumb. I'm just saying, like, they didn't have to. You know what I mean?
You're right. Because even if the Texans played on Saturday, they'd be having a shorter week than if they didn't play Monday.
Correct.
Like, I don't know how you fix it as long as you still have. It should just be Saturday, Sunday. Then hopefully Monday's not an issue, but it just is what it is.
Yeah, Rams Bears should be. They both played Saturday. Why are they playing Sunday? And the Niners played Sunday. Why are they playing Saturday? Let them just switch. Even if you just switch those two, it kind of helps a little bit. Like. Yeah. The Bills would be in the wrong spot because
then you get into the part
Saturday.
Of like if you move the Bills because the Bills played on Sunday, right? And they're playing Saturday. So if you moved them to Sunday, you're gonna make the Texans play on Saturday. They played on Monday.
No. I'm saying one team would be out, and it would be the lowest. I guess either the 6 or the 9. But the Bills got the morning game, right? So if we're talking about it, the Niners had the middle game, so they have a little bit less. You know what I mean? I know we're splitting hairs at this point, but there would be instead of 3 teams playing earlier than they should. It would be only 1. So, anyways, that was the one.
If you think about it, the scheduling quirks in playoffs too always comes into effect because, like when we talk about baseball, they start the divisional round. Everyone plays game 1, and then AL takes a day off, and then the NL plays day 2, and then they alter. Like, what the hell is that? So I don't. Yeah. It's just a weird scheduling.
TV.
Quirk. Yeah, TV. Exactly. It all comes down to. Right?
Second thing that I wanted to mention was and I'm sure you saw this, only one QB remaining has ever won a Super Bowl. Every single other person, if they were to win, would be brand new.
Matthew Stafford.
So I thought that was kind of crazy. Matt Stafford, obviously with the Rams. Obviously Caleb's young. Drake May's young. They were both in the same class with Bo Nix as well.
Oh
Josh
my
Allen's
God,
been
they're
here
three
for
in the same class in the fight. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then the year before that was CJ Stroud, obviously with Bryce Young, who was in the playoffs, but obviously, isn't here. And then Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
Man.
Sam Darnold can't find a home anywhere.
Dude,
and then
if anything,
Josh Allen MVP.
Proves the point. Draft a good quarterback while you don't have to pay him a lot of money and build around him and hope you win in that time frame.
Yep. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty cool. That's why I'm hoping Matt Stafford wins, so all these fools can stay winless. So yeah, go Rams. No.
Hey, and Rams could win another Super Bowl in the state of California, just be in their rivals.
True. Whose house? Rams' house.
Dude, that would be the ultimate. The next season, come back and visiting, and the fans are chanting that in Santa Clara.
I'd love that. I'll buy my sister tickets to that game.
Well, I'll go watch it and help cheer.
Perfect. So she can hear whose house? Rams' house.
Man, that would be awesome.
So, all right, cool. Well, that's wildcard weekend, and that's our predictions for the divisional round. Let us know in the comments below who you've got taken and making it to the championship game in the NFC.
Also, hit us up on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, RVUFTB, and let us know not only who you got this weekend, but who's your ultimate Super Bowl matchup here. We're only 4 weeks away from Super Bowl weekend. Oh, the football season's come and gone so fast.
Yeah. Championship weekend. Let us know who you got. We told you who we got.
Now let us know, and appreciate y'all for stopping by.
And seeing these from RV from the bench. Remember, nobody loves you. Jesus loves you. Peace.
This was a Sycamore 4th Studios production.